James Gunn's Superman versus Shalla-Bal, Silver Surfer from the new Fantastic Four movie. If these characters were to fight, who would actually come on top? After watching both of these movies recently, and both of these movies are absolutely amazing in their own right, it got me thinking, both of these characters are the major powerhouses of the movie and the major threats compared to everyone else, and if these two were to fight, who would actually win a calm Marvel versus DC versus battle? And today, we're going to be talking about specifically the movie versions of these characters, not the comic versions, because that would take a lot longer to make. And if you guys do want a comic version, let me know in the comments, and I'll probably make that into the waiting list of videos I have to make. But today, we're going to be focusing on the James Gunn version of Superman only from the solo film, and Shalla-Bal from the solo film Fantastic Four: The First Step. And with that being said, let's get straight into the video and start talking about James Gunn's Superman and what kind of powers and abilities and speed feats he has to compare to Shalla-Bal. And this is post video making. The video's gonna be a little bit weird because instead of using the photo videos of the movies, YouTube kept blocking them and blocking my video. So now I use kind of cut still images of the videos. So there might be semi-long periods of just still images trying to portray what's happening. But besides that, enjoy the video. Now to start off for Superman, we're gonna start from the beginning of the movie to the end, going in chronological order with the feats mostly. We know at the start of the movie, he does get beat up by Ultraman inside the armor suit. We know this is semi-impressive, even though he does get WWE slammed down into the dirt and gets incapacitated. It's shown right here. This is impressive because this was Superman at 80% strength because he didn't heal all the way after the first loss, and he's still able to tank attacks from Ultraman, who later in the movie stated to be a quote-unquote even stronger, more perfect version of Superman. So this should mean that Superman should be able to take the force of his own attacks and strength because he fights someone who's supposed to be a quote-unquote carbon copy of him, if not stronger. We know earlier in the movie at the start, he gets punched into Antarctica somehow from wherever it was, Metropolis City. So it's very impressive for Superman to do that. Later on in the movie, Lex Luthor releases a kaiju baby to turn into a giant kaiju to distract Superman while he goes and invade the Fortress of Solitude. But his fight actually has some pretty good scaling for Superman, which is not really recognized in the movie that much. For example, this movie shows that Superman has X-ray vision, which he could utilize in a fight to see internal organs, which he does right here. And after Mr. Terrific unleashes the bombs inside his gut and kills the kaiju then falls backwards with his full body weight on top of Superman, and Superman is still able to pick him up and lift him and slowly put him down so no one gets harmed. This is actually a very impressive Superman feat when it comes to lifting strength and everything like that, because we know earlier in the movie when Mr. Terrific pulls up, which is not really shown in the movie or even emphasized, but it shows that when Mr. Terrific analyzes the monster, it states that the monster is 319 feet tall and it weighs 10 million pounds. This means Superman was casually able to lift this kaiju while it died with his full body weight on top of him slowly onto the ground without any hindrance really, even though it weighed 10 million pounds and is 320 feet tall. Then after this, Lex Luthor then kidnaps Superman into his pocket universe, where Mr. Terrific says the river is made of anti-proton matter, which would tear them apart in seconds. Also that there's black holes all over the place. And even though Mr. Terrific states that the anti-proton river would tear them apart in seconds, it's shown immediately after that Superman is able to tank this proton river and get dragged across all of it into a black hole. And he's still able to resist the anti-proton matter taking over his body while he's being fought with multiple people onto it, and then a black hole does pull up to take him over. And Superman is not really able to get out of the black hole until he uses his super breath, his freeze breath to push himself out of the black hole, which we know is strong enough where light can't escape itself, which would mean Superman would have to be propelling himself an immense amount of force and speeds faster than light to even yank himself out the black hole, while the anti-proton river is pushing him into the black hole at the same time. And since Superman is able to propel himself outside a black hole, which we know even light cannot escape, this will make Superman faster than light as well. The best thing this movie has got for Superman is his durability. For example, when Lex Luthor was fighting him with his army, they were in orbit, and even though Superman was enclosed around the nanobites, he fell from orbit going max speed into the ground and knocked one of the girl out, and Ultraman was able to tank it, and we know Ultraman should scale around to Superman, which means even if Superman wasn't protected, he would have took this blow as well. And at this point in the movie, it is revealed that Ultraman is in fact a clone of Superman. And this is where the statement comes from that Ultraman is in fact supposed to be a stronger version of Superman, stated by Lex Luthor himself, even though he is hating and he is controlling Ultraman as a Grandmaster Street Fighter player and does a 50% combo on him, and Superman is able to tank the entire combo. After Lex Luthor hits him with a 50% ultra combo and 3 super meter and everything like that, he does use his laser vision into Superman's eyes, and Superman is able to tank it without his eyes burning out or getting destroyed. And then right after this, the infamous scene of Lex Luthor saying 1A over and over as Ultraman uses his full strength, punching Superman into the concrete over and over and over, as Superman is still able to get up from this after. And this should be more than enough to show how strong Superman's durability actually is. But unfortunately for Ultraman, he forgets in Mortal Kombat there's 2 rounds. So Superman's HP goes back to full somehow after taking all the damage. Then he does his Injustice 3 Ultimate Reveal onto Ultraman, showing that not only can he take the damage for Ultraman, but he can also give it back. After this, Superman then traps Ultraman into the black hole after trapping him inside of a bus, so he couldn't get out even if he wanted to. And it's stated by Lex Luthor that Ultraman is kind of slow. But after this, Superman then turns into the reincarnation of Mamoru Uchiha and shows that he actually knows how to fight and give some damage back to the people. And that's pretty much a summary of how strong Superman is inside his movie. And moving on from how strong Superman is being fast and light, we're going to go into the Silver Surfer scaling. And now, like Superman, we're going to go talk about Shalla-Bal and all her powers and abilities she has as a Marvel Silver Surfer. The thing she likes to utilize the most is definitely her phasing. For example, when she first appears, she phases through a helicopter. And she's also able to phase into the Fantastic Four ship as well when they go into space to go meet Galactus before he comes into Earth. So she likes to utilize phasing as her main abilities when she does the things she likes to do. She also has crazy durability. For example, when Johnny was fighting Galactus while destroying his pillars on his back, she was able to surf the magma and lava like the aura-firing demon she is. Not only can she tank extremely high temperatures, she's also able to take a direct blow from the thing into a wall. Despite her taking a blow from the thing, she immediately gets back up, one-shots Sting and Johnny, then one-shots Reed Richards right after. Though after this, Sue Storm does grab the Silver Surfer Shalla-Bal and throw her into the magma, submerging her body into it, and she comes out perfectly fine later in the movie. And before we move on, we gotta talk about this little part first. We know that Galactus' ship is the thing that destroys the planets, as shown right here. And after they're running away from Shalla-Bal and Galactus after denying their proposal for giving up Franklin Richards, they use the same ship they have to break Galactus' ship a hole in it with the bullets they have to escape. And the reason this is so important is because when Shalla-Bal was chasing them in the wormhole going faster than light, which we'll get back to in a second, she was able to tank the bullets from the spaceship. Now back to the fast and light thing. When Shalla-Bal was chasing, they went fast and light travel to try to escape her, but she still caught up anyways. The ship was able to make it from Earth all the way to the planet Galactus was actually on within a minute and 36 seconds, as the time frame starts at 32:40, and then get to the Galactus planet at 33:36. So it should be 1 minute and 36 seconds, and that should be at least a different solar system, the closest one at least. So it should be 4.33 or 0.437 light years away. So calculating the speed it takes for that, she should be moving at 1 million times the speed of light. And honestly, that should be a massive lowball because the planet Galactus was actually supposed to be on should be way more far away than just one solar system away. But never mind the fact, later on in the movie, they leave the wormhole to go to a random neutron star that was even far away from the planet it was in. So I'm not even gonna calculate that. I could calculate from Earth to a random neutron star, but it's not even, there's no point because it's not Earth. So, but a 1 million times faster than light should be more than enough to solidify how fast the Silver Surfer really is going. Shalla-Bal ends up surfing the neutron star as well. After she surfs the neutron star, Reed Richards does make a plan to make her get stuck in the neutron star for them to be able to escape. And according to Reed Richards, it should take her at least 1 month of real time, quote unquote, to get out the neutron star because of time dilation. But we know she's able to get out much faster than that because she comes back 2 scenes later. So after letting them escape, she does come back to spin back on the Fantastic Four's entire plan to teleport the Earth somewhere else by speed blitzing across the world and blowing up every single generator that the world made as a team. Which would show Shalla-Bal has enhanced sensors for her to even detect all of the generators around the world, instantly going back to them, and that she's able to produce energy explosions from her hands as well, which is shown in the clip I just showed. She also is able to take Johnny Storm's blow as well. And her last feat she does, which also happens to be the last thing she does in the movie, was her Galactus, which should arguably be her strongest feat, even though Galactus himself doesn't really do that much in the movie. So now we have both of those characters scaling all the way down through. Shalla-Bal doesn't have as much showing time as Superman. Obviously, she's not one of the main characters of the movie. She's more of a side character, but she still has enough feats to show she could actually put up a fight against Superman going blow to blow. And based on the feats we have for both of these characters, I think Shalla-Bal would end up taking the win from Superman. Not only can she phase through a lot of Superman's attacks and himself, she's also way millions of times faster than Superman has ever done in the movie alone, as she's able to traverse the warp space, chasing after the ship that could go across a solar system in 1 minute, versus Superman going outside a black hole. And even then, she went outside a neutron star as well. And with that being said, I want to say shout out to everyone who likes these videos and been supporting me, as recently we hit 1,000 subscribers, which is a very huge milestone for us. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as well. And as a reward or things to get back to the community, we're hitting 1,000 subscribers. Whatever's the most like video comment under this video, I'll make a video on it, whether it be a Goku vs Superman, another comic video, or how strong is Bubble Guppies, for example. This would be something we'll be able to do in the future as a reward for hitting 1,000 subscribers. And now the video is over, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, go comment down below who you think wins Shalla-Bal, Superman, and why, and comment down what you'd like to see next.